I'm John Thomson,
And I'm Thomson Craighead.
and for the current exhibition we're showing a work called The Distance Travels Through Our Solar System This Year and All the Barrels of Oil Remaining. It's a slightly long title for a very stripped back work which is minimal and monumental to our mind in that it shows real-time statistics of those two facts on opposite walls.
And we really wanted to work with statistics, and particularly we were interested in looking at numbers and seeing how emotional they can become. And I think really for us, just watching the number of barrels count down is quite a terrifying experience.
I guess in a way we're trying to use very minimal means to try and make something quite big that we can connect with. So what we hope, because in the space there's also an ambient soundtrack that just plays the sound of the magnetosphere, in a way the sounds that the planet is kind of travelling through as it goes around the sun. And we wanted it to be a sort of a contemplative space in the gallery perhaps, where someone can stand and think about these numbers and think about your relationship with them. I suppose the other thing to say is that real-time statistics, which are speculative but based on lots of kind of information that we're pulling from the internet, primarily at this stage from something called the Real-Time Statistics Project, it is something that's a relatively new thing. It's something that's easy to deliver through the World Wide Web, and this kind of information can be aggregated in a way that we haven't really seen before, at least not so much. So although it seems like a familiar piece of information, it's also quite a novel piece of information as well, and we're interested to explore that.
And I think kind of with the internet, it's the first time you've ever been able to get so much information, and suddenly you can have these numbers as information, and you can have a global view, but also you can have a very local view at the same time, and a very personal view.
In terms of a kind of work like this persisting in the longer term, I would probably favour the tank running empty, if you like, and the work existing as a zero, but we continue to move around the planet. However, it's the sort of work that could be simulated, it could be documented, it could persist in sort of other kinds of ways. But it's something we were talking about even when we were developing the work.
We're developing a work with Shrewsbury Museum of Art Galleries, which is looking at population figures. And I'm trying to...
Well, it's kind of early days. We're looking at kind of decorative conceits that we can kind of build out of those numbers, but it's something that if it happens, it won't happen until well into next year. But it's definitely, it's alongside a bunch of stuff that we're looking at that we're just interested to develop.